Life often changes when we least expect it, and even people who seem to have everything can face moments of deep pain. Pastor Joel Osteen, one of the most famous preachers in the world, is now going through such a difficult time. Reports say that his wife, Victoria Osteen, has received a tragic health diagnosis. For many years, Victoria has been at Joel's side in church, at home, and in his worldwide ministry. She has helped him spread messages of hope, love, and faith to millions of people. But now, this shocking news has brought sadness not only to their family but also to the entire community of Lakewood Church and Joel's followers around the globe. People are asking if this diagnosis could mean that Joel is preparing to say goodbye to his position as pastor. For a man whose life has been about spreading hope, this personal challenge is unlike anything he has faced before. It reminds everyone that no matter how strong or successful we appear, we all have moments that test our faith and courage. Joel Osteen's story began on March 5, 1963, in Houston, Texas. He was born into a large family with 6 children. Faith was always the center of their lives because of his father, John Osteen. John had once been a Baptist preacher, but in 1959, he chose a different path and started a new ministry called Lakewood Church. His wife, Joel Osteen, stood firmly by his side even when life was not easy. One of their biggest challenges came in 1958, when their daughter Lisa was born with serious disabilities. Instead of giving up, the family leaned on their faith and believed strongly in healing. This way of living and believing shaped the future of Lakewood Church. Joel grew up watching all of this. As a child, he was not outgoing. In fact, he was shy and preferred to stay in the background. While his father and mother preached and guided the church, Joel was more comfortable working behind the scenes. After graduating from Humble High School in 1981, Joel decided to attend Oral Roberts University, where he studied communications. He never finished his degree, but that choice led him to something greater. In 1982, at just 19 years old, he returned to Houston and launched Lakewood Church's television ministry. Joel was passionate about making the broadcasts look professional, so he spent years filming and editing his father's sermons. For 17 years, he worked tirelessly without ever stepping onto the stage. During this time, he also saw his mother, Dodie, survive a battle with terminal cancer despite the doctor's predictions. That experience taught him the importance of faith and the power of never giving up hope. Joel always said no when his father asked him to preach, believing that John was the true pastor. But in January 1999, Joel finally gave his first sermon. It was not perfect. He was nervous, spoke too quickly, and used family stories, but people connected with him. Just 6 days later, tragedy struck. His father passed away suddenly from a heart attack. The church had more than 6,000 members, but no clear leader. In the middle of grief, Joel stepped up, and by June 1999, he became the senior pastor of Lakewood Church. When Joel took over, not many believed he could succeed. He had no formal training, no seminary degree, and little preaching experience. But Joel's natural ability to connect with people soon became clear. Within just 5 years, church attendance grew from 6,000 to more than 25,000 each week. Joel's message was different. Instead of focusing on guilt, punishment, or judgment, he preached about positivity, hope, gratitude, and faith in a better future. Many critics called this Christianity light, but millions of people loved it. Joel also used media in ways few pastors had done before. He doubled the church's television airtime, chose better time slots, and even put up billboards. This combination of encouragement and smart media work turned Lakewood into the largest church in the United States. In 2003, Joel signed a 30-year lease on the famous Compaq Center in Houston, once home to the Houston Rockets basketball team. The church spent nearly $95 million to transform it into a 16,000-seat worship center. When it opened in 2005, it was filled from the very first day. Soon, weekly attendance passed 40,000, and Joel's broadcasts reached millions in more than 100 countries. Joel's rise did not stop with the church. In 2004, he published his first book, Your Best Life Now, which quickly became a worldwide bestseller. It sold more than 500,000 copies within 3 months and stayed on the New York Times bestseller list for almost 4 years. Today, it has sold over 4 million copies. Over time, Joel wrote more than 15 books, earning millions of dollars and expanding his reach far beyond the church walls. He also began his Night of Hope tours, where he filled sports arenas with people, eager to hear his message of faith and positivity. By 2019, his events had even reached London's famous Wembley Arena. Joel also became a mainstream figure, appearing on television programs such as Oprah, Larry King Live, and Good Morning America. For many people, he was more than a pastor. He was a symbol of encouragement in difficult times. With his wife, Victoria, by his side, Joel built a personal fortune estimated at nearly $100 million. But with this great success also came criticism, especially about how Lakewood Church used its money. Despite Joel's success, Lakewood Church has often been surrounded by controversy. During Hurricane Harvey in 2017, many criticized Joel for not opening the church's doors immediately to flood victims, though he later explained that the building was not safe at that time. Financial reports also showed that while the church had an annual budget of around $90 million, only about $1.2 million went to charity and outreach. Most of the funds were spent on church operations, television broadcasts, and events. Critics argued that a church with so much income should give more to the poor. Others accused Joel of preaching the prosperity gospel, which suggests that faith and positive thinking can bring wealth and health. Supporters say his message gives hope, but many theologians argue it oversimplifies Christianity and avoids difficult topics like sin and suffering. Still, Joel remained popular. Millions continued to watch his sermons, read his books, and attend his events. For every critic, there were many more people who felt encouraged by his message. Behind Joel's worldwide success, Joel Osteen played an equally important role. Joel first met her in 1985 when he went to a jewelry shop where she worked. 2 years later, they got married. At first, Victoria never imagined she would be in the spotlight. Her father was a NASA engineer, and her mother was a Sunday school teacher. But over time, she grew into a powerful voice within Lakewood Church. In 2003, she launched the church's women's ministry, and in 2008, her book Love Your Life debuted at number 2 on the New York Times bestseller list. Victoria became known for her warmth, strength, and ability to inspire women and families. She also supported Joel through every major challenge, from financial criticisms to public controversies. Together, they raised 2 children, Jonathan, born in 1995, and Alexandra, born in 1998. Both eventually became involved in the church, with Jonathan becoming a preacher and Alexandra joining Lakewood's worship band. For many people, Joel and Victoria were not just church leaders but also an example of a strong and faithful marriage. This is why the recent news about Victoria's health has shaken the Lakewood community so deeply. Reports suggest she has received a serious diagnosis, though details remain private. For decades, she has been the steady partner by Joel's side, helping him build one of the largest ministries in the world. Now, the possibility of her facing a life-threatening illness is heartbreaking for millions who admire her. For Joel, this is not only a family crisis but also a spiritual test. His teachings have always been about hope, healing, and trusting God in difficult times. Now, he must live those words in the most personal way possible. Some insiders believe that Joel may soon step away from his role as pastor to focus fully on caring for his wife. If that happens, it will mark the end of an era at Lakewood Church. For a man who has preached to millions about never giving up, this moment may become the most powerful testimony of all, not from the stage, but from the quiet strength of standing by his wife in her hardest battle. Whether Joel Osteen says goodbye now or continues for a while longer, his legacy is already secured. From a shy young man who once refused to preach, he became one of the most famous pastors in the world. His books, sermons, and television broadcasts have touched millions of lives. Supporters say he brought a message of hope and encouragement at a time when many people needed it most. Critics argue that his teachings lack depth and avoid difficult truths. But no matter where people stand, few can deny his influence. As he faces this personal trial with Victoria, Joel's story comes full circle. Just as his mother Dodie once fought and survived cancer, Victoria now faces her own battle. For Joel and his family, this is a time of faith, love, and unity. And for his followers, it is a reminder that even those who preach about strength and positivity are still human, still vulnerable, and still in need of prayer. If this truly is Joel's goodbye, it will not only mark the end of his time as pastor, but also highlight the very message he has shared for decades, that faith carries us through the darkest storms and that hope never fails. Life often changes when we least expect it, and even people who seem to have everything can face moments of deep pain. Pastor Joel Osteen, one of the most famous preachers in the world, is now going through such a difficult time. Reports say that his wife, Victoria Osteen, has received a tragic health diagnosis. For many years, Victoria has been at Joel's side in church, at home, and in his worldwide ministry. She has helped him spread messages of hope, love, and faith to millions of people. But now, this shocking